Hello and welcome to the NEI YouTube channel. NEI stands for Network Engineer Info and gets its origins from networkengineerinfo.com, which is my blog site. And so I wanted to build this YouTube channel to start to give you some content. Been wanting to do it for a long time and glad that it's finally here. My name is Eric. This is my channel. I'll be bringing you information on everything network. So as far as my background, I've been in the networking field for over 10 years. I've been working, kind of strictly as a network engineer and eventually into management now, for the last 10 consecutive. Yeah, it's been a great journey. I got, a fair amount of experience in both operations and service delivery side of network engineering. And basically just building this channel to distribute information and encourage as many people as I can to get into networking. I, of course, am biased, but I think it's a great field to get into. And, I think a lot of people don't know how to get into it. So, that's some of the content I'll cover on this channel. But then also, once you get in, how do you level up? How do you learn more? How do you get to that next level in your journey? This channel is going to deliver some of that information to you in the form of video. So I am super excited to have this channel and super excited to get this information out to you. I've held my CCNA for about 10 years. I got it in 2011. At the time, CCNA, you had the option to take it in 2 tests. So you could do either the composite test, which in my experience, a lot of people had issues with it. It's very broad. You also had the opportunity to take the test in kind of 2 separate sections. So you had IC&D1 and then IC&D2. And that's the route that I took to take it, and it worked well for me. I was able to compartmentalize the studying a little bit. So focus on, for IC&D1, layer 1, layer 2, some basic networking functions and information about the layers 1 and layer 2 of the OSI model. And then in the IC&D2 you got more into routing protocols. You touched on OSPF, EIGRP, and just being able to separate the modes of study. I actually prepared for both of them at the same time, but when I got into the last stretch, before I got to the test, I was able to focus in specifically for that specific test and kind of leave the routing and routing troubleshooting out until I was ready to take IC&D2, which I took about 2 months after I took IC&D1. So I ended up getting my CCNA in August of 2011. Yeah, I didn't stop there. After my CCNA, I immediately got a job in the networking field, which I wasn't directly in networking. I had some network administration experience in the past, but not directly with Cisco. And so after passing my CCNA, I was able to get my foot in the door in an organization. And from there, I just, soaked up as much knowledge as I could and then studied for the next test, which was CCNP. So I am, current holder of CCNP Enterprise now. At the time, it was route and switch, 3 tests, route, switch, troubleshoot. And I was able to pass that. And then also after that, I took the requirements for CCDP, so design professional. So I have those 2, and I have some other CCNAs. I took because I was worked a little bit with voice. I took CCNA voice, which is an expired test. It's now collaboration, and I never recerted for that. And of course, I had to take CCDA before I took CCDP, of course. And I've got some specialization certs in security. I got CCNA security, but then I have some specialization certs around solution engineering. I have collected, a number of certifications. And prior to that, I had, more of your entry-level certs, your A+, your Net+, Security Plus. So I had that going in, before I got my CCNA. But since then, the focus has been on, the Cisco track. And so I have worked, directly with Cisco for the majority of my engineering career. And so the focus of this channel will be on Cisco, networking through the lens of Cisco and wrapped around that Cisco curriculum. And not that we won't necessarily expand outside of that, but that will be the focus, just because that has been my focus through my journeys. And I think it has Cisco has a great amount of content, some for pay, some for free. There's actually a good amount of stuff through Cisco that you can get for free for learning. So I'll talk about that on the next video, as far as on one of my upcoming videos, as far as getting started. Some stuff you can do for free before you actually start spending money. But then you're gonna have to invest in your future and in your career. Of course, there are gonna be some items you're gonna have to pay for, and I can tell you what those look like, and at least what's worked for me, and hopefully that can work for you as well. So just in general on the channel, we'll talk about basic networking, in enterprise and some service provider probably as well, and then some home networking. Hopefully we can get into some automation, troubleshooting. I'll do some write-ups and post them to my blog. I'll probably talk about some of those, and then just some professional advice, for working in information technology in general. And so, hopefully it can be a well-rounded amount of content to bring to you. I think if you go look at my blog, which does not have a recent post on it, but it will have one soon, it is focused around networking specifically. I'm talking a lot about OSPF, and really a lot of the first is on OSPF and some basic routing stuff. And so, I may deliver some more long form and technically detailed content there as well. And maybe it'll be a companion to a video I do here. Maybe I'll have just some independent stuff on the blog and then do some stuff separately here. But, I'll distribute, this gives me another avenue to distribute information. But you can look for that network content here, and then also, on my blog. So I'd love to engage with you. So if you have questions, if you have problems, potentially we could discuss, leave comments in the videos. I will be responsive. If there are things that you want me to touch on that, I necessarily maybe haven't touched yet, or you want me to elaborate on, let me know. Let's make it interactive. Let's open to ideas for content. And, I want this to be beneficial, but also, this is an exercise for me to kind of think, outside of my head, right? To be able to get my thoughts onto, quote unquote paper, and, out into the ether via video, and to have some feedback and dialogue, right? So, I want to distribute content that will help you grow, but it's also growth for me as well. So it's definitely going to be give and take here. So again, this is, my intro video to the NEI channel, Network Engineer Info. NetworkEngineerInfo.com is my blog. Go ahead and hit that up. Take a look at my articles. I have more to come there, and hopefully plenty of content here on this YouTube video. So that's it for this first one. Thanks for looking me up. I'll be back with more content very soon.